hand.
Hello.
It's flipped.
Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you guys. Yeah, we're having a good time. It's been a while. It's been 3 weeks. Why not have a good time? We all are vacationing at my summer home. If you cannot see, I have three identical rooms that look the same, which is great. I feel like, we should all keep it consistent with each room and each all the decorations. So
we save money on house. Save money on wallpaper. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's less thinking you have to do if you just make every room the same, right? So welcome, hello, good to see you guys. NickNac, how are you?
I'm swell. How are you?
I'm doing well. Anything exciting happened in the last 3 weeks for you personally or video game wise that you're excited about?
Finished Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, that's nice. That's big.
And I started playing Spider-Man.
The PS, like the remastered one, or nice, yeah. Very cool. How far into it are you?
1 hour.
Okay, early on, I like it. What are your extremely way too early preseason rankings of Spider-Man?
Yeah. Easy game.
Easy. Easy game. Just a cakewalk.
Easy game. I've saved just about everybody there is in New York.
Oh, man.
I got a new suit. I don't know what else you want.
I love it. Hermes, what about you? How have you been? Anything exciting going on in your world?
I've been good. Exciting. I'm a pirate legend now in Sea of Thieves. So let's go.
That's awesome.
How officially played too much.
What's the maybe it's just depending on what you do during the game, but how long do you think that took you?
I would say I've really been paying attention to it for like the last 2 months, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about 2 months you can hit it just kind of casually playing. What's that?
No, I had progress before then.
Pay to win. Oh, pay to win. Got it. Okay. Easy game. Got it. Okay. So you just throw a credit card at it and you're good to go. That's fine. You just pay for it.
Bananas.
What?
Yeah. The currency is bananas.
Get the hell out of here.
That's all you need.
That's crazy. I guess there's a lot to talk about. Last 3 weeks we have, I don't know, 4 or 5 different showcases that happened. Came out and have a ton of information and announcements, and all pretty solid, to be honest with you. I don't think there was a bad one other than the Ubisoft one, which we're probably not even gonna talk about. The Ubisoft one was just kind of came and went. A lot of people said it felt like 2007. Like that's the type of.
There was one, to be honest.
Exactly, part of the reason as well. Not a whole lot to talk about, but they held one anyways. They did Skull and Bones. That's kind of been a meme game. It's been like, oh, it's coming out. It's a game that exists, and that it doesn't, and it hasn't shown to exist yet. So it made an appearance there, but only in the form of announcing that there's going to be, I think, a closed test. And how they announced that was a group, a band was on there just singing. I think Wellerman was a song that they sang. I don't know.
They're stuck in the past, aren't they?
It is. Yeah, I just whatever. It is what it is. So that was kind of a shit show, but all the other ones pretty solid. Do you guys have one you want to talk about moving forward first? I guess the Xbox Summer Game Fest, Nintendo Direct. Any of those you guys want to hit on first? Or do we want to talk about games that we have played? Because I would like to hear NickNac's at some point your take overall on Tears of the Kingdom. But it's all if you want to get into games or the actual announcements first. I'll let you guys pick. What do you think?
I think where last we left off was I was literally that night going to see the Spider-Man movie.
You want to hop into that? That's probably the longest thing that we have on the list. So yeah, Across the Spiderverse. I'll let whoever go first. NickNac, did you see it first, or no? You saw it opening night, right, Hermes?
I saw it first, but as split screen tradition, we need. Take it away.
I need some.
NickNac's itty bitty teeny tiny movie review.
We need a graphic.
Couple words in there,
right? We need a graphic or something, just flashing across the scene.
Yeah, Spider-Man Across Spiderverse. Good movie.
There it is. There it is. That wraps it up. That's it.
Wait. I did
sorry.
promise this, so I got to call in a correspondent. We have a on the field, Hermes Akumu.
Oh, it's real good.
Thank you,
Oh
Hermes.
my God. You're not going to get any more details. Better. No more details better than that from anywhere else regarding a movie review. If we are to put that absolutely fantastic review from both of you aside and go a little bit deeper, just a little bit. Maybe I know we don't have much room to talk about it because of how much you guys described it.
I want to start at the end of it first. Okay. I'll be generic with it to avoid editor. Please insert spoilers. No, I'm not there yet.
Too late.
Anyways, the end of the Spider-Man.
It wasn't big enough.
So like, I don't know if you guys are like big like music buffs or whatever, but the "Am I Dreaming" the credit song that played.
Okay.
I can't stop listening to that song.
Oh my God.
And why does it feel like it's nostalgic? Like it made me like miss Spider-Man while I'm sitting in the movie theater finishing up the movie.
Watching, you just finished the movie. It's actually like, it's on my playlist as well.
But like this is the first time in a long time I think I've seen a movie that has like done a good job hyping up a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like,
I completely agree.
I felt energized. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait. It wasn't like, what do you mean? It was like, oh.
Did you guys know it was part 1? Did you know?
Yes.
I didn't know that they changed the names.
Okay. Because coming to the once you get to the final act, if you will, I'm like, this movie is gonna be forever because I'm fully expecting an ending.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? I was fully
Yep.
expecting an ending because I had no idea there was a part 1. I didn't know it was gonna leave cliffhanger, go into part 2.
And how cool is it that they bookended it with Gwen in the beginning saying, "This is not a normal story. Let's try it again," as the pitch to the other Spider-Man when she's gathering the forces. Spoiler.
Yeah. Well, hey, we've got it. Nobody can say anything. It's clearly planted down there.
Like, oh my God, just elegant storytelling. I really enjoyed it.
There has not been, and this is just Spider-Man in general, right? So like the last superhero movies have been the most outside of course Endgame, which is like just a climactic 10-year, thing. Spider-Man has really been the consistent, like putting out very, very good movies, right? Outside of just being a superhero movie. And then the animated ones, I'm anticipating them more, I think, moving forward than I would the next Tom Holland or whatever they do, right? But man, holy crap, was that movie fantastic. I'm surprised that if I remember right, it didn't do as well as the first one. Or no, maybe that's backwards. I'll have to actually look that up. But
I think it had a slower grossing period.
It didn't.
The opening weekend was slower.
Yeah, it didn't start out very well, but absolutely fantastic. I was disappointed because I didn't get the ending, but also then I was immediately excited because I was like, well, now I fucking get to see the next one. Hermes, what do you think overall?
It was really good. I was super happy with and pleasantly surprised with Donald Glover returning as Prowler.
Yep, that was really, really cool.
That got a whole movie theater yo from everybody in my theater, so that was cool.
He made an appearance, right, in a Tom Holland live action movie. Yeah. Not as the Prowler, but as somebody, and he mentioned his nephew.
Well,
right?
He was Aaron Davis, and he was currently moving weapons. So essentially,
in the parking garage.
Yeah, he was essentially moving the Prowler's like tech, essentially.
Yeah. So that sets up for cool introduction there.
Yeah, and there's a deleted scene from that movie where he calls Miles and he's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it because he's fucking webbed to the car.
He's stuck." Yep.
Yep.
Are you guys more excited? And NickNac, I'll start with you. But are you more excited for the part 2 of this movie, or the possible introduction to Miles in live action? Like, do you have one? Or are you just kind of equally like either way?
I'm more excited about the animated one. I think it'd be rad to get a live action one. But I think Shamik Moore has been too public about him wanting to be the live action one when he's clearly never going to be that because he's too old.
Right. Yeah, it's yeah, he's like, I want to do the, of course he wants to.
Yeah.
He can see the probably the
yeah.
dollar signs.
So that'll always open the door of like, that's not who I pictured.
Right.
Like, well, you weren't the casting agent.
Yeah. Hermes, what about you? Are you more excited for the end of animated or the introduction?
Honestly, I think they're the same movie, to be real with you. I think that happens in part 2.
That we
more live action stuff.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
So there's an introduction to Miles Morales.
Or Gwen in that way. Because both of those movies have been confirmed. Live action Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen.
And you know what? I left that and I said, man, Spider-Gwen needs like a video game, her own movie, something, right? Playable in any one of those.
Style?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know how hard that is.
Cool.
How hard do you think that would be to do? Because they kind of did it with the suit. Remember there's one of the suits you can get in Spider-Man, the one you're currently playing. Sorry if that's a spoiler to you. I apologize.
Oh well.
I mean, I warned. It's warned. Yeah. But there's a suit you can get that actually changes his animations into like the 20 frames per second.
It puts him in 20
cool.
FPS,
which is very fun.
How cool that they extended that in this movie to Hobie being on 4s.
Yep.
Yeah. God, that's so cool.
Did you guys have a favorite outside of Miles and obviously Spider-Gwen? Did you have a favorite character outside of him?
Fucking Spider-Punk stole the show, man.
What about you, NickNac?
Mine was the T-Rex Spider-Man because instead of Thwip, his catchphrase is T-Whip. Which was good, just like, man. I laughed so hard, and then no one else in the theater read that. Like they probably just saw it say Thwip, and I'm like, oh, that's so funny.
Do you think why didn't we find the ones from the part 1 or not the part 1 into the Spider-Verse? Those characters, why didn't you think we saw them as much or at all? Oh, at all, actually.
We saw a few of them.
Right.
Yeah, but they didn't have their voice lines.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that's kind of
they weren't voiced.
I felt a little disappointing.
That may be just because originally when they were writing it, it was supposed to be a little different. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it got too crowded as well. Too many characters.
The Spider Mech girl did have lines.
Yes. Yeah, she did. Yeah. I guess I was more looking for what is it? Spider-Man Noir or whatever. I was hoping.
Nick Cage.
Yes, I was like, come on. They tried to do it with the one Spider-Man. He was like he was talking to himself as the narrator when he was doing a play-by-play of what was happening when it was towards the end of the movie.
Fucking Ben Reilly.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Like Scarlet something, right?
Yeah, Scarlet Spider.
Yep.
Yes. That is one of my favorite Spider-Men in the comic books, and the fact that they made him so like just Chad bro was
Andy Samberg
hilarious.
Was perfect for that. Oh yeah.
It was well done, but it was like he almost filled that gap of the noir character, right? That kind of style. So
I really love Spider-Man 2099. I really, really like.
Did you play?
Maybe I just like Oscar Isaac.
That's a huge possibility. It's like anything he does, right? Yeah. Did you play the game? I don't know. I'm not sure. One of the Spider-Man games on, I think the 360 era, PS3 era. He makes a prominent. He has a huge role in one of those. I think it's Web of Shadows or Shattered Dimensions. I think that one might be
Shattered Dimensions. That's what it is. Because I played that one.
Yeah, he's a huge part of that one, which is kind of really, really cool. So I played that one, so it was kind of like, oh, cool. But I like the direction they have this character now with Oscar Isaac.
I just love villains, and it just feels so informed, their decisions of like, yeah, like, of course he would do that. That's very real. That's a very real problem.
Yeah.
And of course he would turn to villainry when everyone turns against him.
Oh, it's so
it just
good.
makes him rich, you know? Ugh. Yeah.
Speaking of that movie though, they recently took down their information on, because I know it said it was coming out March 2024.
Yeah.
And they currently took that down. So it might be a little bit longer. I think.
I think that was in response to a news article and then an interview that they had. So the news article mentioned, I think, around 100 artists. Have you heard of this? In order to make the deadline of this past movie, had to work like a bunch extra.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, yo, I don't want to do that. And so they quit or something like that. And then so I think it was, I don't know if it was the directors or producers, went on an interview with Collider. And they're like, hey, yeah, so that wasn't a good idea kind of thing. So yeah, they were talking about taking away that date because it's just like, don't want to keep doing that.
Yeah,
But,
it's coming out. We don't need it in March, right? Excuse me. So like when just like video games, whenever they come out, as long as it's done right, correctly, and well done. Like, it's so what? Who cares how long it takes?
That Haley Steinfeld interview where she's like, I haven't recorded any lines yet.
Yeah.
The fact that it's an American animation, that's a big deal, right? Because if it was anything else, then they would just do like ADR on top.
Right.
But like the way we do animation is, well, everyone does animation that's, from scratch. They need the voices first.
Yeah, exactly. That was a telling thing anyways for the timeline of the part 2 at least.
Oh wow. So this is from, let's see. I will send the link. This is an article from today. Basically, it says they've announced that Beyond the Spider-Verse will be released in March of next year. I've seen people say, oh, they probably worked on it at the same time. There's no way the movie's coming out then. There's been progress on the pre-production side of things, but as far as the production side goes, the only progress that's been made on the third one is any exploration or tests that were done before the movie was split into 2 parts. Everyone's been fully focused on Across the Spider-Verse and barely crossing the finish line. And now it's like, oh yeah, we have to do the other one.
Gotcha. So yeah, it'll be a big time with a big. How much time was there between the two? A couple years? 3 possibly?
5.
Wow. Okay.
Between release, it came out in 2018. First one.
Wow.
Pretty sure it did.
Just to bring up, I mean, Metascore, Metacritic, and user score for that pretty much identical. 86 critic and an 8.4 user. So still pretty awesome. I mean, that's good to see that kind of consistency. I know we're all excited for the next one. Yeah, I think Spider-Man is, I don't want to say a safe bet because we did see them kind of blunder it with the writing and things like that from Amazing Spider-Man 2. But
I mean, there's a reason that Sony's been able to rely on the property, right?
Yeah, that's the reason it's still right with them and not sold over to Marvel or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, or Disney more or less. But, go ahead.
One last thing before we pivot off of that. The little snippets we got of all of the live action moments during the like web of time thing was super fucking cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was well done too. Very, very well done. I think showcasing everything is kind of huge. I mean, it's a tug on those emotional, like those threads, right? Did jumping off of Across the Spider-Verse, did either one of you or both of you see The Flash?
Nope.
No.
I'm the only one. Okay.
Jordan's teeny tiny movie review.
I don't have a whole lot to say about it. The only thing I will is I don't know. I know James Gunn said it's supposed to reset the DCEU, which is fine, whatever. I don't know what it resets it to. at the end of it. So the only thing I came out of that movie thinking was, holy shit, do we need more of, and I think her name is Sasha Callie or whatever.
Oh, who played the Supergirl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is we need her to be in everything as Supergirl, because that iteration of Supergirl is fucking fantastic. You get
reminded me of Kip for some reason. I don't know.
Huh.
They look similar in my mind.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. But I think she needs to be in literally everything moving forward. And they've had talks with her being in the DCEU with James Gunn's little run of it, but her stuff felt believable. Like the screams and the emotion behind the acting and the lines that she put out, fucking fantastic.
So you're saying she's a good actor?
Yes, I think she did very well. And I think she was a soap opera actress before this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think on one of the Young and the Restless, I think is what she was doing before.
That is a hard pivot.
I think, but yeah, imagine
soap opera to
the Supergirl
a DC movie.
Yeah. But she did awesome. I think seeing her in more stuff moving forward and hopefully keeping that character would be really, really cool. Overall, though, the movie was just kind of fun. I've always felt strange on how they do the running, how he runs, the actor does, and like the slow little, like, you know what I'm talking about? How he like throws his hands up like this when he's running. I don't know if you've seen any clips when he's in his fast, like, speed. Fucking throws me off every single time. It just looks like he's swimming, and it's just a thing. But overall, the movie was fun. Michael Keaton as Batman is what it is. For me, that's not, you know what I mean? Christian Bale, it's like James Bond. Pierce Brosnan was always my James Bond, right? It's just always one of those things. It's a generational thing.
And now he's also a superhero.
And now he's Dr. Fate. So, right. So it's hard to explain, but Christian Bale was obviously my Batman and he's gone and he's back.
Nothing happened, right?
But it was okay. It was okay. It doesn't deserve all the hate that it's getting because it was a fun flick, but it's kind of what it is. Any other movies? Have you seen anything else?
Get this away from here.
What's wrong with it? Well, let me see here. There you go.
Get this away from here. Where is it? Right here. Fuck your FIFA. Get the fuck out of here.
Have you guys seen any other movies before we hop to games?
I saw a not so recent movie. That's it.
Yeah, same.
I should have just said no.
That's to say that's what it's called. Not so recent movie in theaters.
Not so recent movie. No, not in theaters. No. Have I?
What was it? What was it? I'm just gonna. You don't have to talk about it. What is it?
Palm Springs. Palm Springs.
Okay,
it's cute. Everyone should watch it.
It's cute. I love cute movies. God
really
damn
cute.
it. God damn cute
that
stuff, man.
NickNac's Teenie Tiny Movie Review.
It's cute.
It's cute.
Any shows? Anything like that? It feels like a dull area.
Dude, The Witcher. The Witcher dropped yesterday. New season.
Oh shit!
It did?
Yeah, part 1.
Are you sure? You watched it?
So positive. I've only seen the first episode of season 3. But yes.
It said July 29th. I'm getting pissed. Hold on.
Well, no, so they have, I think half of them are out now and then half of them are out in July or something like that.
Okay. Oh man, I'm late to the party. Now I feel
number 1 in TV shows today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
motherfucker.
Saw the new season of Black Mirror. It's probably the least Black Mirror-y.
Yes. Fucking Black Mirror. Yes.
Like,
it's so good.
I've never seen a season, so I'm curious.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
This feels more like Black Mirror and more just like dark anthologies.
Okay.
But still good. Still good. Oh man, Beyond the Sea. It's the Aaron Paul. That's his name, right? Bitch.
Yes.
So Black Mirror.
So
he was just in Always Sunny with Bryan Cranston, the latest episode.
That's amazing.
Just playing themselves, just being them. Anyways, sorry, Hermes, go ahead.
So Beyond the Sea, specifically that one, just for a second.
Put the spoiler alert back.
Yeah, I'm putting it back up. It's going.
Yeah, throw that back up.
And I'll plug my ears. So, la 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 la.
Okay.
Never
So
gonna
I
watch
watched
it.
that one. I watched that one with a friend.
Oh.
I was belligerently pissed off at the end of it.
Oh yeah.
I was mad.
I mean, it is a cruel ending.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
dude. And like, I really think it's like if you have the idealistic view of family, that episode can just fuck with you.
Oh yeah.
And I was pissed
because you get this level of cool, I have it, don't have it. Now you have more than it, and then just like the sharp decline of both of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, the teeter totter. Anyways, Jordan, what'd you think of it?
It's cute.
I have to disagree on that one.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, I could be seeing it through a different lens. You know, it is what it is, right?
He stopped when he finished the painting.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yes,
he
yeah,
couldn't finish the episode.
I had something. I had something to do, so I didn't get this.
Okay.
You need to watch it, Jordan.
Now I have to because I need to know what I just said. Man,
I would watch it when you have the time to possibly be pissed off afterwards.
I got all the time in the world.
Family man.
I got all the time in the world.
You're gonna want to kick something.
Yeah.
I'm looking around.
You know, just run into your bookcase a few times.
Yeah, just kick that thing down. Who gives a shit?
Set up this this bowling pin over there.
Oh yeah, kick it.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. Any other shows? Kind of done with the TV shows. Any movies? You guys, Hermes, you said you saw one, but it was kind of older.
I've been watching through Pixar movies.
He's like, I watched Casablanca.
Because the Pixar theories came back on my radar. And so I've been moving through some Pixar movies.
What's
watched Wall-E today.
First time, or you're just rewatching? Okay.
Rewatching.
Very nice. Elemental's kind of disappointing performance-wise.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen it, but I asked my daughter and she had no interest. So that was kind of already concerning to me.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. She just was like, eh. So
I think it's so evident where the story was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think I'll ever see it, but just, I mean, I feel like the fact that the fire people were separated from everybody else for reasons that were not necessary. And then, you know, that's just where they're going, I think.
Yeah. Okay. We know. We've read this story before. Okay. So I'm going to talk about games now. Do you guys want to talk about video games? No?
Sounds good.
On split screen?
Yeah.
Do we do that here?
No, split screen is technically a film.
Run it for the top.
I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 on PS5. Which has been a good time. Do you guys understand the divisive conversation around it? Have you heard anything?
No, can I take a guess?
Sure, let's hear it.
So all I know about is the two trailers I've seen.
Okay.
Is it all of the god stuff? Do they think that like, wow, like all the gods in like medieval sense isn't typical of Final Fantasy? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that kind of direction, that generalized theme is kind of the way that people are perceiving this game is.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. You're not the one making those. So, basically, loyal fans of the series from past, iterations of it, Final Fantasy has always been, and for the most part, 90%, 80% of the time has been turn-based, right? Turn-based, not so much Game of Thrones fantasy, which is what 16 is. It's kind of medieval. It's got the, large settings, large castle, swords, and obviously you've got your magic and things like that.
You're not fighting a spinning house in an arena or anything.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's nothing to do. Nothing like if I have to fight a castle, maybe people will turn their heads around like, you know what? This is a Final Fantasy game. But that's kind of the general ideas. You have a lot of people, you mentioned review bombs in the pre-show. That's kind of the
on
thing.
Our Patreon.
Yeah. Who are we?
Couldn't do that with a straight face. I'm so sorry.
You can hear us yammer on for nothing. And yeah, if you just pay, it's $4 easy, 4 easy payments of 50 cents. But
You'll get
I'm
NickNac's normal size movie review.
a little bit longer. But overall, it's fun. I prefer the more action-based kind of games, which is what this is. I'm in control of the combos I'm doing. I'm in control of the movement around the bosses and the enemies. I get to do the move when I choose to do it in the air, lifting an enemy up, combos and that kind of stuff. It plays like that direction is what the remake of 7 was, right? Was that more of that where you had a team, you could use their abilities, but you were just free roam. You could use yours as you see fit. This one's a lot more Devil May Cry action, right? Where you're kind of jumping, you're juggling people, you're doing that kind of stuff. You're fighting larger than life bosses. I'm not terribly far into it because I just haven't, I guess, but large scale cinematics, you're basically going to be watching a very, very long movie, if you will.
I thought I saw an 8-hour video of all of the cutscenes put together.
I'd be surprised if it's not longer than that, if you only saw like so many of them. And maybe that was just main story, but without putting, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's one part that's early on. So you can basically and these are in the trailer, so I can talk about it. You can play the sequences normally when you use a summon, right? Would just be a cinematic that plays out and it would do something. It was a larger than life kind of summon, and the action sequence that happened was really, really cool. You actually get to play those, control those summons versus just summoning them and they do the move that you pick, right? Which is very, very fun. And the cutscenes and the fight scenes that happen, the story beats of all that are fantastic. It's well done. The music is fantastic. The voice acting is really, really good.
Here, everyone loves Sid.
Sid is voiced. I don't know if you're familiar with Diablo, but Sid is voiced by the same person who also voiced Lorath in Diablo 4. So he's got like two huge games back to back that he's main characters in, which is really, really cool to see.
Yeah. Hermes, do you know about Sid? It's in almost every Final Fantasy game. There's a different character named Sid.
Yeah. This one's a fan favorite for sure. For sure.
That's just what they like to do. CID.
Kind of like the
thank you.
The summons. All the games don't really run together. But you'll see a lot of similar things in each one of them. Like, some of the summons are going to be the same.
He's the fucking... Okay, yes, I do.
Okay.
He's the owner of the garage in 15.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Boom.
So do you see yourself finishing this game?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will finish it. I'm just not in a huge hurry. It's about a 20, maybe 30 to 40, possibly, for main story, which is a pretty substantial game.
That feels short for a Square Enix game.
Well, mind you, that's main story. I think if I was to bring up the NickNac's
we lost him again, and he's back.
Man, you are Flash. Holy cow!
Goofy smile I was stuck on.
But if I look up the how long to beat, let's see. Final Fantasy, where's it at? 16. It'd help if I just typed in 16, but I didn't because I'm stupid. What is that? XVI, yeah. 32 and a half, I'm sorry. Main story. Main plus extra 51, completion is 63.
Okay, that feels more
right. So if you go
line. Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty Final Fantasy Remake, let's just do the remake of 7, 33 hours main, 41 for main and extra, and then 86 if you complete it. So, like you said, kind of in the same time frame as a lot of these other ones. Overall, it's a ton of fun. I'm having a good time. The fact that I'm in control of everything is really what kind of does it for me. I understand people being used to a certain genre or type and they switch it up on you. I get it. I completely get it, but this isn't the first time they've done it. 15 was a little bit like this, and then with the remake, also kind of a slow step into it. So I don't think it should be as jarring as what the response from people is, but overall, solid game so far.
I loved the shit out of 15. Like, it's definitely in like my top 10 somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But none of the others do I have any interest in touching. Just because they're so outlandish.
Is it turn-based? Does that turn you off when it comes to like playing through a video game or no?
No, it's just the story is like, it's
okay.
outlandish, and I think it's, yeah, I don't know.
Like fighting the house?
13-2 is rad, but you have to go through 13.
Yeah.
Like once you put in that second disc, though, you're like, oh. What?
I just picked up 13-2 today, actually, for the 360. Yeah.
Nice.
It's funny you mentioned that. Because that's also Lightning Returns is the other one, right? The game after that. So it's 13, 13-2, and then Lightning Returns.
I remember when that game came out, and I was like, these graphics are top notch, coolest. They will never get better.
Right.
And I'm sure if I went back, it'd be like, okay.
Especially on like a 360, right? Xbox 360 instead of PC or whatever.
God, it just looked like a real person with pink hair. I swear to God.
I'm going to touch on a couple things that Section 8 said in chat. He knows more about that series than I'm going to say most, if definitely more than me. I can't speak for you guys, but he says, yeah, most of the Final Fantasies are not in the same world unless they are numerical sequences like 10 and 10-2. There's an exception, and I can't remember which one it is. This games typically share the same pantheon of gods, but they're typically called something different. 16 calls them icons or icons. Icons is what they're called. And then 14 calls them primals. So that's kind of an idea, but they're going to be the same types, which is my general understanding.
Gotcha.
So Ifrit, I think, is one of them. I'm thinking maybe you've heard that one. It's one of the more basic ones. That's a fire. In 16, they call them icons. But I think I like this game a lot, just also because of the setting is that medieval Game of Thrones style. It's more mature than any of the other ones from what I'm understanding. So like blood is present in this. I don't remember blood being real present in like some of the other ones. So it's a little bit more mature in that direction, which is maybe also adds to it too. So a more serious kind of vibe as well. But overall, pretty solid. Before I talk about other ones, let's do. Did you guys hear? So the digital age is upon us. Okay. It's coming. There's going to be no physical game soon. None. Which is somebody who collects and has a collection sitting right over there.
I don't believe you.
Doesn't hurt. I can't show you because it's hidden behind a bookcase. It would be a whole thing, right? Yeah.
You have one of those secret bookcases.
Yeah, it'd be a whole thing. Yeah. Not to let the cat out.
People what's behind.
I shouldn't, but you kind of brought it out of me, so here we are. Starfield and Alan Wake are both going to launch with just digital copies. Talking to PC, obviously people who play on PC majority of the time, they're probably like, okay, who gives a shit? I've had Steam for 20 years. Who gives a shit? Right?
That was going to be my hot take.
Right.
Not going to lie.
And that's fine. Right. But also somebody who has Game Pass is going to play Starfield digitally anyways. I wasn't going to buy the game and have a physical copy of it. From my understanding, the reasoning for this, actually, do you have a guess? I'm going to let you both guess.
Oh, I can't guess because I heard the reasoning from Alan Wake too.
Damn you.
I can't.
Hermes, guess.
Demand?
No.
Lack of demand for physical?
No, not necessarily. No. It's more due to quality, right? So to ship a disc, right? You have to have a finished copy of the game. Like that has to have all the information of whatever build of the game.
Oh shit.
And that has to be
ahead of launch date.
Right.
before you even do your day one stuff, your day one patch. You know, you've had a game, I'm sure, in the past when you played on Xbox or any console where you put in your disc and it had an update right away. Day one patch.
Well,
right?
yeah, that even happens on PC.
Right. So this case, where the game launches, they don't want to. Alan Wake specifically, I can't speak for Starfield, but Alan Wake, Sam Lake said that he doesn't want to ship an incomplete game, right? So he doesn't even want to have any build physically available that is incomplete and not to their vision. So maybe there will be one later, but that's why they're doing a digital only right off the bat.
You know, I don't mind it really. One of my favorite games in the past, you know, I would still have to say Decade because I said it, I think 2020. Kana, Bridge of Spirits.
Okay.
They had a physical release, I think like almost a year after the digital release.
Right.
There was quite some separation, which gave them plenty of time to update and have people play and stuff, and then advertise it after. God.
So
Just thinking about
that's
that
an
game
offline game, right? You can play that game offline on the PS5 or it was also PC.
Yeah, it came out on PC first, I think.
Okay, so you don't have to. You didn't have to be connected to the internet to enjoy that game. Outside of whatever Steam might require.
Well, is EGS? Does EGS require a constant connection?
I don't.
At the time,
I don't think so.
then I will say no.
Okay, so you can enjoy the single player content of that game, just play through it, possibly in offline. That's where I feel like somebody in this, I know what day and age we're in, but it's still there. People don't have access, right? Or the internet, right? So it's kind of, I know it's a thing.
It's expensive.
Yeah, right.
Like, totally
But
reasonable
also-
if you don't always have it.
Also, only here, only in America.
That's also true.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
where it is.
It's not
yeah.
technically a utility right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is a whole nother conversation, right? For a different thing called
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
a
was
different
getting fired up
podcast.
about that.
Right. Yeah. So
Join on our Patreon.
to get our political
I
stuff.
gotta stop pitching this. We don't have one.
Yeah.
I've tried to make him make one for so fucking long.
And I do. He has. It's been on the thing. I want to touch on what Section 8 said also a little bit here. Talking about Starfield and Baldur's Gate. But to finish up this little tangent, that's where I feel like that sucks for people who don't have access, right? I'm going to buy a game, take it home and play it, but I'm not going to download any patches. I'm not going to, I don't get on the store to be able to download it because it's not connected to the internet. Which is few and far between anymore, right? So it's, if anything, if it's a single player game, it seems like it's more for data consumption or understanding, consumers of how they do and what they track and, tracking their movements and their buying
You
habits.
have to sign up for that anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's the only thing where, like Kana, for example, a year later, there's a physical release where then that just puts people out of it. But also that was a small indie studio. So there's really no excuse because, hey, they made a game. It's indie. So what? It's great. Well received. And I'm sure they would have loved to ship everything day and date, together. But that's the only blemish I see with physical being different than what, digital would be. But, for most of us, we're prepared for it. If you usually are heavily involved in it and have the option, people usually will invest in the internet because they understand that's kind of part of gaming culture in general, right? Just having that access to it. But still doesn't make it right. And we'll talk about all that other junk some other time.
Do you think, sorry,
no, go
maybe
ahead.
quick. Do you think that heightens the price of physical games? Like as you're getting into the hobby, are they worth more now that it's even more of a novelty or a future of that?
What do you, what generation? Do you mean like current stuff?
Does it matter? Well, does it matter? Just a physical game in general?
That's true. Just kind of across the board.
Because now it's got a sentimental, like
possibly, yeah. I think.
too?
Well, I mean, the prices in the last 5 years for just retro games and physical media in general has skyrocketed. Like,
dude, when you told me how much Gale of Darkness was, I was like, what?
Yeah, I right. And so I could tell you, there's a game. I think it's Persona. one of those personas.
Mhm.
And it's funny because a game like Chrono Trigger, right, is $200 for the Super Nintendo. $200. That game sold very well. So it's not even a rarity thing. Maybe at a certain point it will be, but right now it's just because of the quality, the name of that game, and what that game brings to the table and what it represents for a lot of people. But like you go to a game, Persona 2, I think is what it is. If you go to that and you're like, well, why is this game so expensive? The story is different, right? It's just different. So you have Persona 2 is for the PlayStation 1. If you have it complete in box, it's $350. But that game didn't sell worth a damn, right? So that one's purely because it didn't sell very well and what it became, right? So Persona 4 and 5 and everything. So
oh my God, Gale of Darkness, Jesus Christ.
Right? That was a $40
Yes.
GameCube game.
Yes, exactly.
That no one wanted to play because they're all like, Coliseum was better.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I just looked up Fire Red because I know. Jordan, do you get that from my parents, or do they still have it somewhere?
No, they have dodged me from buying any of their stuff for so long. And that's okay because I know that they're just holding on to it, and which is great. You should, because that stuff's going to do nothing but go up. But yeah, go ahead, continue your Fire Red stuff.
It was like fucking $100
Yeah.
for just the cartridge.
Exactly. Yes. That's what's crazy about these things. And if you go to the last Gale of Darkness, we'll just do 5 years. So September 2018, complete in box for that, $38.50. Today, 5 years,
way
5
more
years,
than it should have been.
5 years later, $200. Excuse me, right? So that's a lot of people chalk it up to the fact that now you got me started talking about my hobby. Way to go, NickNac.
I
Way
did say,
to go.
I did say quick question.
Yeah, and
I did say. Then I think I said maybe.
But a lot of those like that generation of game, like GameCube and Nintendo 64, which Nintendo knows how to hold their value. They always have. Those people are coming into the age where they have their career established, right? They might have a family that they're started. They want to share those games that they used to play with the kids that they might have just, their family that they started. That's been a huge push, but also reselling has been a huge reason of why too. People are just like, oh, that's where the money is. I don't even give a shit about video games. Facebook Marketplace, you go to it, you buy it. People are, they don't know what they have. That garage sales has always been that case for the longest time, but Facebook kind of just amplified that. But yeah. So I think to answer your question longer than what the intended answer was, I think physical is just worth it. Not worth it, but worth more now just because of where the direction of everything is going. So, and that's okay, I think, but it's hard to, with the Xbox 360, or GameCube or PS2, those didn't really have digital files you could also download, right? So today's games, Xbox One, PS4, they have the option. You're like, oh, do you want to get the physical one from the store, or do you just want to download it from and keep it on a hard drive that you may or may not own, right?
Yeah.
That's why those are going to be worth way more than Xbox One games.
It was like the birth year of DLC was kind of like the swan song of those consoles, right?
Yeah, I guess if you think about it, that downloadable content, exactly what that would be, because you can no longer, and very rarely would some of the larger games put out a Game of the Year edition, but include the other disc with the DLC on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that anymore. You have to get your DLC strictly downloaded. They won't launch a disc for you, but yeah. So I think you're right. It is going that way. It's definitely going that direction. So NickNac, you mentioned you watched the Starfield Direct.
I did, yeah.
Going into Starfield before any of that, what was your takeaway? Was it something, hey, I might play it, I might not play it? Where do you, after watching it, what's your stance?
Okay. before I thought it was going to be an empty No Man's Sky.
Okay. Fair.
With kind of like the depth of story of maybe No Man's Sky, because it's very episodic.
Okay.
Very few things. I don't know if you've played it, but there's things to do, but not a lot of things to do.
I played it in the worst stage that it was in. So that was at the very beginning. And I haven't played it since.
Yeah. So seeing the direct made me more hopeful for the story, but then seeing the confirmation of what do you say, like 90% of the planets or something like that are empty. It was some big number. And
yeah,
so,
it was.
That got me hesitant again. I was excited from the trailer and then from the news release after that. More like,
okay.
So what is your game?
Right.
And then when we asked fishing, he goes, no, like we have everything in the game. Do you have fishing? No, we don't have that.
We don't have that thing.
Yeah. It's like, okay. That's what gamers want, right?
Yeah, that is literally what in an open world crafting kind of game where you visit multiple planets with probably bodies of water. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much. And maybe it's DLC. We just talked about that.
Oh, it'll come out, what is it, like fucking 25 years later? How long has Skyrim been out?
Somebody will mod it in way before that.
Yeah, that just came to Skyrim, fucking fishing.
Yeah. Somebody will mod that in for sure.
But I think Hermes also watched it.
Yeah.
Question.
So I had basically the same thoughts for you, right? Up until the planet's empty. Mm-hmm. Because where you were like, oh, what is your game, right? I felt that and then instantly was like, yo, mods.
Mod
because
support.
Yeah, mods have whole planets they could edit now, which is kind of dope.
It's just oh god, what's the game with all the video games in it? Well, it's a book and then there's a movie.
Oh, Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. Yeah, they just mod that stuff in.
Yeah, so the first thing that comes to mind, right, which actually, funny enough, this game has been, I think, pushed back because of Starfield's release, but Fallout London.
Yep.
Because like that is a mod for Fallout 4, and imagine if that could just be in the game, like they don't have to change the game at all, they just add that into a different world,
Right. That'd be, man. Yeah. That'd be,
the game file gonna be big.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
I'm kind of in the same. It's hard for me not to get excited for a Bethesda game, especially.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, I know how excited I can get, but I think the customization and the different stuff that goes into it, your weapons, the sneak peek at the end of the direct with like the quote unquote powers was very exciting for me because I was not expecting that to possibly, or whatever it is. I don't know technically what it is. You just saw him do something. The ship customization, the space battles are more, I didn't know that was going to be an option. Right. So that seems cool.
Walk inside the ship.
Yeah. You take over a ship and then you can, board it. Like what? Like I was not ready for that to be, and then you can drive it away if you didn't damage it too bad. Like what the fuck? That's crazy to me. I think if you don't have empty planets, empty is kind of the word I want them to expand on, because is it empty as in I'm not going to find anything there, or is it empty as in I'm not going to find life or stories or quests, but I still will find materials, right? You know what I mean? So those questions will be answered hopefully down the line. But the direct, I think, was well done. It's the longest they've ever spent explaining a game, which is cool. But I think if you're going to establish what that game is, that's a good way of doing it, but not letting everything out of the bag. What they did with the adoring fan was...
Oh, man, I'm trying to find the TikTok. I wanted to send it in chat. I'm looking for it right now.
It's so good. Bringing him back is that
I found character. It. I'll send it in chat.
And that voice actor. It's so good. It's just a cool little homage to the old stuff, which is
the
really,
TikTok
really cool.
Is so fucking good.
It's really good.
I do like the Space Cowboy faction.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I do like the idea of that. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
And I was thinking It's kind of along the lines of what you said, Hermes, with mods, but like, you know how GTA did their, RP, like somebody mod, obviously no pixel and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Imagine the same stuff, but in that realm of Starfield, right?
Yeah.
Granted, maybe it's different because there was an online element to GTA Online. There isn't necessarily one for this one. You're not going to run into other players, I don't think, right?
I don't believe so, no.
Right.
But
I don't think
also,
there was no central hub, right? Or not a shared world. But I'm sure it can be done. The people that mod stuff are so
Nick freezing is my favorite thing. He has an opinion.
So good. Like he just smelled a terrible fart is what that's what that looked like. That's absolutely what it looked like.
Every face I freeze on feels like your parents walked in to you watching an R-rated film and they walked in on the naughty part. They were like, the rest of the movie was not this.
Yeah, it's not this. No. Oh my God. Holy shit. That's really good. That's a perfect segue. We're just going to move on to a different topic. Great. Absolutely fantastic. So you saw the direct. What about the showcase? Did you guys have a chance to watch or see the announcements at very least?
I have a game
Xbox
I'm
showcase.
super looking forward to from that showcase now. Yeah. Clockwork Revolution.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We were in the like pregame call for Dungeons and Dragons and watched that. We were both like, yo.
Oh. And it's by a fantastic studio too in Exile, which is, they put out solid RPGs all over the place.
I am very ready for that game.
Of course, it looks like BioShock Infinite.
Yes.
But I saw somebody tweeted, they're like, everybody's acting like BioShock Infinite invented steampunk. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on here? And somebody's like, this is literally from the studio who made the game Arcanum, which was just steampunk across the board, which was launched in like 1999 or some shit like that. So it's funny to see those people. Oh, this looks a lot like another video game. Of course it does. That was a huge one for me too. I wasn't expecting to see it. I can't wait. It looks like it was, I don't know the date. I don't know even know if there is one, but from what you see in the trailer,
find, like right after the direct, I couldn't find anything online about him. Like it was just such a quiet project up until they released it.
Right. Yeah. Which they've been doing in the Xbox ecosystem. They've been doing really well lately. I mean, Hi-Fi Rush to start the year, nobody knew what that game, right? You know what I mean? And then just keeping stuff quiet has been pretty impressive. Fable was cool. Not a ton of gameplay in there, but there was a little bit of gameplay peppered in. I think you're going to get the British humor that you always get from a Fable game, which is cool because I think it's Playground is also a British themed or British home base, which is cool. We got our first peek at Star Wars Outlaws, which is the Ubisoft third-person action adventure game. Looks exciting. I think that's going to be really, really cool. Did you guys see the 33 Immortals trailer?
I don't know it by name. Let's see. Is it the number or spelled out?
The number. The only reason I wanted to touch on it because it was like a smaller announcement, but it's from the developers from Spiritfarer or Far or whatever, however you say that, the Thunder Lotus Games. It's a 33 player co-op game.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I didn't see this.
How insane is that?
Was this early in the showcase?
Yeah, I think it was close. Yeah, close to the beginning. Yeah.
I didn't miss.
So that was really cool. Atlas being there. The Persona games, Persona 3 Remake or Reloaded is going to be a huge thing just for being on an Xbox showcase. They showed Avowed, and I'm going to talk about Avowed real quick. From their teaser from 2 years ago to what they showed on the gameplay trailer, I'm going to say those had huge different theme styles to them, right? I was expecting something different, maybe a little bit more realistic. Granted, it's very early. Things can change. Not that that's going to put me off in any ways because it's still Obsidian, which makes great RPGs in
Mhm.
general. So I can't really complain there. Sea of Thieves got their cool Legend of Monkey Island DLC that they
Yeah.
announced, which is probably exciting for you guys. It's like it's one of those crossovers where it gets announced and you're like, oh, no shit, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
duh, that makes sense. Just like the Pirates one. Okay, that makes more sense than it should. So that was kind of cool. Of course, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 looks fantastic. Probably going to be pretty creepy and pretty impressive when you get your hands on that.
That's Unreal 5, right?
Yeah. Yep. Which is nuts.
Mm.
You had Like a Dragon, if you're part of the Yakuza series, you like that. And then you had some of the
I didn't know this. So you can so I just typed in on Google Obsidian Game Studio, and then there's a fucking button for games on Game Pass.
What do you mean? Like you just hit it?
Yeah,
it takes you
and then
straight
it
to
just
it?
shows all of their games that are on Game Pass.
Good on them, man. Oh, well
Also, I
done.
would just like to say that they have The Outer Worlds 2 on here for game on Game Pass.
Well, it will be, I guess,
So
but not
play
yet.
day one.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's just good stuff. Moving on to Summer Game Fest. Did you guys watch any of that? Either one of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any takeaways you remember coming out of that one that you were like, oh shit, I need to see it? Or was
Yeah.
it just like an enjoyable thing?
Yeah, the end of the show. Not in a bad way. The last thing they announced.
I was just, goddamn, Jeff Keighley. Holy
I liked it
shit.
when they all left.
Get roasted. Oh, man.
Alan Wake 2, I'm pretty stoked for.
Yeah, I think
but
that's gonna be really
I
good.
turned everything off on the gameplay stuff because I'm like, I don't want to know anything. And I saw some articles of like, wow, this is really good. And I'm like, no. I'll be the judge of that. I'm sure
believe
it's awesome. Yeah.
I believe you.
No spoilers.
Yeah,
God,
that's a
they've
huge.
been
That's
working on that for so long.
That's a very, very. I'm gonna say it again. 2023 has to go down as probably if these games all come out like they should in the quality that we expect, it's got to be the best gaming year, like ever, right? It's gonna beat out. Yeah, it's gonna beat out
like a couple weeks of
2007.
nothing, and then
Right. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how people are gonna find the time to play the games. It's gonna bleed right into 2024.
Dude, we're gonna need another stimmy.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I want to talk about the crowded thing that Section 8 mentioned earlier. He said, speaking of Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3 moved up their launch date to not compete with it. So Baldur's Gate 3 now launches 5 weeks earlier than what it was originally going to.
Oh my god.
Literally, studios are crazy.
Only on PC. And then
how long has it been in early access? Over a year, right?
A long time.
A very, very long time. Yeah.
Because I thought they had, what did they do? There was some big release for it. Like was it last winter? Like a year ago winter?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That
So let's see here. August 3rd on PC now, instead of the August 31st. And then with them moving the PC up 5 weeks, they're dropping the PS5 version 1 week. So delaying that by 1 week. And there's still no word about the in progress Xbox version. Which is a weird thing to do, but also at the same time, you do what you gotta do.
Well, also, did you see that when they announced it for PlayStation, they're like, and by the way, this game has 60 FPS.
Oh,
to shit on Starfield.
Oh,
yeah.
did they? Good God.
Yep.
Oh, because it's capped at 30, isn't it?
So they were like, this has 60 FPS, but we're gonna move our date. Right. So we don't have to mess with it. Good for them. Maybe they just want to get people's money first, right? Which whatever. So that's kind of cool. Obviously we got to see Spider-Man 2, we got a release date at Summer Game Fest, and gameplay was at the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, October, right?
Yes, October 20th.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you got some time to finish up that.
Sure. Well, I mean,
are you
gonna play God of War and stuff like that.
Yeah, you might be in trouble.
I'm glad that they're shorter games.
You can play the story and get it right.
Mhm.
So are you going to play Miles Morales as well?
Yeah, so this is like why I think I love digital games. I bought Miles Morales for $40 new, and it came with a code for Spider-Man Remastered.
Oh shit!
And
Damn.
that is cheaper than both of the games on Steam right now during the sale. And I'm like, so who's winning?
Yeah, I clearly am, right? Oh, that's awesome. So we got what else did we get here? Lies of P. My wife kept thinking I said Liza, like the name Liza
good
P.
old Liza P.
Liza P. The Liza P demo coming out. So that got a demo announcement and a release date. Which that demo is fucking fantastic. Of course, Alan Wake 2, like you mentioned. Any other notable ones here? The Twisted Metal TV trailer. It makes me want to see that movie, but only for the bad reasons.
Can we talk about fucking Nick Cage?
Do you want
That
to?
I always want to talk about Nick
incredible
Cage.
interview.
So when they were like, let's see
You
some
and I,
gameplay. Okay.
We're connected.
And every grunt you hear is me, right? Okay.
Like, it damn well better be.
Yeah, they paid you for it. Yeah, they're gonna get every syllable out of you. I think it's funny when they're like, you can see how this survivor plays, and I'm like, they all play the same minus their perks, right? So it's just funny. He's like running around, not trying to get caught. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I could have done that in my head and not needed to see this trailer, but I also understand it's cool. What a crazy thing that exists, but it is what it is. And then finally at the end, the big finale for the Summer Game Fest was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is the second part. And another huge thing coming out of that, it's going to be on 2 discs.
Just like the old days.
Yeah. What? Aren't these Blu-ray discs, which also hold a shit ton of like data?
Like over, it's like 100 gigs a disc, right?
Yeah. So they're like, we need 2. Okay, I guess. You know, I mean, do what you got to do, but that blew my mind. But overall, Summer Game Fest, you know what those are. Those are a little bit different. You're going to see more commercials. You're going to see a little bit more fluff, mobile stuff, you know, announcements, things like that.
Didn't that Splatoon competitor that came out at Summer Game Fest, didn't it?
Foam Stars?
Yeah.
I was at PlayStation.
I was at PlayStation.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about how dumb it is.
Like, you know what market we haven't tapped yet? What's that? Splatoon market. Let's go ahead and fight them head on.
Let's make it a foam party because that's totally a normal thing to advertise to children.
Okay, to keep on with the other announcements or showcases, Nintendo Direct had theirs. I think the 21st, which was substantial. Some weeks after everybody else did their stuff. But they came out swinging. Holy shit!
Yeah, they did.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC got announced. We got more information on the Sonic Superstars, which is kind of cool. I know my daughter and I are very excited for that game. Let's see here. Detective Pikachu Returns. Is that tickle your fancy, NickNac?
We all knew it was going to happen. That lovely, low-voiced, coffee-loving rat.
Are you excited? Is that something one of them you'll play? I'm assuming yes.
It might be.
Okay.
They're fun. They were fun. Or the first one was fun.
Is it a detective?
Yeah.
So it's a detective style game, right? Where you're trying to solve. Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if it was like. So is it gonna be?
Maybe with the same difficulty as like a Professor Layton kind of thing.
Okay, so Sherlock Holmes, but kind of a more modern version and not obviously as gory and crazy.
Yeah.
probably more on the comedic side.
What is this game?
Which one?
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
dude. I think the first one came out on like a DS or 3DS or something like that. Oh man, you're just like, so the first voice acting we get in a Pokemon game is Pikachu with like, it's not even like a noir voice.
No.
It's just like, I need my coffee. It's excellent.
now that you put it like that,
The name's Pikachu.
the
Like, what the fuck?
give me Will Arnett. Like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna
Yeah.
do it, or Ryan Reynolds, right? That'd be funny
Just
too.
as Batman, buddy's Pikachu.
Oh my god. What about this? The remake that I guess everybody saw coming.
Uh-huh.
Super Mario RPG remake.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge from the Super Nintendo. Kind of cool. Bring that to new modernized audiences or newer audiences, if you will. That game
It's crazy
originally
it took this
launched.
long.
Yeah, it seems like it was a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
But I guess if you're gonna do it, why not do it for like the best-selling console ever?
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
close to it, or third place. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. PS Vita.
So that's kind of cool. That game originally came out in 1996, getting a full remake. They also mentioned Batman, Co-Carnage and Drop Frame. Shout out to them. But Co-Carnage made a comment when he was talking about Batman Arkham Trilogy was announced for the Switch, and they're like, "Good on Nintendo to announce a trilogy of a game and absolutely make it look worse than it ever did." Right? Because it didn't do the game justice. Obviously, it's cool to see it on there because those are fantastic games. But
They're gonna chug.
yeah, god damn it, did they not look good at all? I would suggest, I don't know what it, hold on, you know what? Batman Arkham, is it trilogy for yeah, hold on. I think there's one for in general. It's not the first trilogy they put out, but I'm trying to see if it's on Steam. Yeah, you can get the Arkham collection for like $7. So if you have a computer, do yourself, even if it's like a laptop and not very good, do yourself a favor and play it on that before you get it on the Switch, because it is not going to be great.
Oh, the new Just Dance. They announced that.
Ubisoft opened their show with Just Dance. Like they opened it
Did they really?
again with actual people on stage dancing like they always do. Like it's like a sports title at this point. 2024, 2023, you know what I mean? So they're out of touch. Pikmin 4 got a classic Pikmin re-release. Well, actually, sorry, Pikmin 4 got announced and dated, and then the classic Pikmin, I think 1 and 2 are getting remade, which is kind of cool if you're a Pikmin fan. Metal Gear Solid Volume 1 Master Collection, which includes Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which is Snake Eater also getting remade from the PlayStation Showcase. They showed that. Mario Kart had some DLC that came out. Star Ocean is getting remade as well. WarioWare. And then one of the bigger ones, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Getting a brand new Super Mario Brothers 2D platformer. Which is awesome. It looks really, really good. I think it'll be a lot of fun too. You know what to expect. I mean, it's someone made the joke of, it's like, what drugs can we do this time around when we're making a Mario game, and what comes out of it? Because that's exactly what this kind of feels like. Is you take a flower, you consume said flower, and then shit starts happening. So exciting stuff. I don't know if does that Mario get you guys going anymore, or you kind of tamed down on Mario.
No,
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Not
think
a
more
Nintendo person, period.
I stopped
True.
at Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. First one.
you left him there, huh? You just left
That's
him there. Right in
Well,
Tokyo.
I would specifically like not play as Mario. I was like, beat his ass.
That's right. Which, by the way, in a running competition, like what? I know what they're trying to do, but if you're Sonic, there's literally no
Okay,
competition.
Mario is all head Nobody. His body is less than his head is tall.
He's quite literally shaped like a mushroom.
Yeah.
Where does he run into? The hospital?
Yeah. So I'm only reason I'm excited. My daughter likes these games. Give me another game to play with her. That's pretty easy. But otherwise, if she did not exist, I would not be buying that game.
Can we talk about how so Ubisoft opening with Just Dance 2024, right?
Mhm.
But also the song that they showcase is Sail by Owl Nation, which is from like 2012.
It's not a good
Why
song.
not, man? Why
It's not a good
not?
song.
Well, also they put him on a ship like it's a fucking sea shanty. What
do you
are these
dance to
games
that?
doing anymore? Well, also, like, you don't have a fucking, like, all the cameras for the systems have died. So you use your phone. I don't want to hold my phone while I'm fucking jumping
Nope.
around my house.
Nope. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that.
Maybe at a karaoke bar, you know. Hey, you
Yeah.
did that Just Dance 24?
God. They also teased a Princess Peach game all by herself, getting her own game, which is kind of cool.
Crazy.
And they also mentioned, I think, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Is that what that's called? Dark something? Dark Moon, I think is what it is, but that's getting remade. I think that was on the 3DS. Now getting brought to the Switch and things like that as well. So, a lot of good announcements across the board from all the showcases. There's still highlights in all of them, except Ubisoft. But yeah, overall pretty good. Moving on. Let's see here. Two things left. One of them is Diablo 4 that I will talk about. And the other one, do you guys know, maybe you've heard about a little game. It's called, what is it called actually? Getting Up, I think is what, or Only Up.
Yes.
Have you guys heard of this?
Yep.
Yes.
And it's pretty much officially the new Jump King, Getting Over It, that kind of style of game where it's just like, hey, you know, it has viewership. Have either one of you played it?
I've not played it yet, but
Ooh.
I've seen a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah, wild that XQC had, it was like 100-some thousand viewers. That was like the day after he signed the Kick contract on Twitch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was streaming that, just getting all that. So I don't know. I don't know how money works.
Wait, he was streaming on Twitch?
He was streaming on Twitch, yeah.
Well, he signed a non-exclusive, right? So I think what the idea is what he does is starts his Twitch stream, gets everybody there. Then he halfway, like an hour or halfway through, he switches over to Kick. And then he's like getting those people to follow him to Kick as well. Like that's
Well,
kinda,
also, so touching on what I know of that real quick. So Kick is getting into like a shit ton of trouble with copyright, right?
okay.
And
Rightfully so.
Kick as a server doesn't exist. They don't have their own servers. They have Amazon servers.
Mm-hmm.
So as
Yep.
soon as they get in too much trouble about this copyright, fucking Amazon's gonna shut them down because it's a fucking competitor. You're using your competitor's servers. Like Amazon's not gonna pull punches.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I don't think Twitch even recognizes them
No.
as a competitor, right? They don't even act like they exist.
And also XQC signed this like multi-fucking million
100
contract.
million.
And they have to abide by it if they get shut down. Dumb
Yep.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, you got to pay that money out for sure. I heard some of it was in like equity of Kick. So I don't know if it's like 100 million cash deal or what it is, but I know there's a big chunk of it that's in Kick too, but
yeah, none of them are going to be liquid in
just
by probably the end of the year. I don't know.
Just absolutely nonsense money for a person that just streams video games. Like you just don't think about it, but that's a fucking shit ton of money. That is so much money. Oh my goodness.
Anyways, you're talking about this video game, Only Up?
Yeah. Do you have any intentions on playing it? I know you haven't yet.
No. I have watched plenty of people play it. I also saw a speed run this morning.
Oh my god.
Where they played with the way the physics engine works,
Mm-hmm.
and they like got stuck under an item right when you start, and they got launched to the top 42 seconds.
Yep. Actually,
Wow.
the world record right now is 33.
33, yeah, which happened
33.
I think a couple days ago, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course it did. Takes over, gets popular. People are like, how do I exploit this game? Let me figure it out. Okay, here it is. Now everybody knows how to do it. Now everybody's doing it. So, it's one of, I think it's the newest fad thing. Like when you had, Fall Guys come out, like took over, right? And then I think Jump King took over, Getting Over It took over, which those things still get pretty good because of the type of game they are, which Only Up is the same way, right? You see people fail miserably and just absolutely lose their progress. But I have no intentions of trying it. I don't know. There's another one I wanted to talk about. It is called Baby Steps. It is a literal walking simulator.
Oh no.
It's coming from the people who made Ape Out. Do you remember that game? By chance? That one's kind of was a top-down artistic Smash TV kind of style where you controlled a monkey that actually a gorilla that escaped from its captors, if you will. But if you guys want to look up that trailer, that's going to be the next one after Only Up.
It's a 3D quap. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's nonsense. You control the character's feet. Like you control each foot and you have to walk and there's obstacles and you're just going, it's going to be nonsense. It's going to replace or be that next one where people watch.
Oh man.
There's going to be speedrunners. There's going to be people just absolutely maybe falling down a ton of progress lost again. But that's coming to PS5 and Windows 2024. So that's going to take over when that one probably comes out as well. So should be interesting there. I don't know.
What the fuck is this trailer?
I know, man. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. But I think that as far as that, I'm going to touch on what's the last topic we have for the day. I'm just going to touch on it real quick. It's not a whole lot of my review process to go into it, but me and my wife finished Diablo 4. Had a good time with it. It was we finished the story. I finished the story at level 50. We both did. She's going to continue to play it. I have absolutely no desire to play anything further than what the story was. I got it. It's over with. I don't want to play another character. I don't want to do anything like that. And that's only because the end game doesn't appeal to me at all. Nothing does. Even getting a character to a level 100 with their seasons that they're doing now, when it comes out, that it erases your character, so you have to start a character brand new over. So it's like
the wipe, yeah.
What the fuck do I want to do any progress for then?
Welcome to Rust.
Yeah, and that
you don't play Diablo for a wipe though.
Yeah, no, you don't. And there's no offline mode. There's nothing like that. So it is what it is. It's on to the next, right? So it's a very strange idea or choice for that. It's headed towards the MMO stuff, which is weird too. But overall, I think it got pretty solid reviews. A lot of people have it in their, game of the year conversations. 87 Metascore is a 5.1 user score because of the reasons I mentioned. Nobody gives a shit about the end game. Nobody wants to do it, and things like that. And here's a quick little thing. I don't know if you guys are, how well you are at math, but did you know that 87 is half of 100?
What?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've
So
got this math degree right there.
Yeah.
Hold on. You want to show it? I have it right here.
Yeah.
I actually do.
No way. So the way progressing and leveling up works, Hermes, in Diablo is once you get to level 87, you're only halfway to getting to level 100.
So in Hermes speak, because he just got Pirate Legend, 45 is halfway to 50.
Okay, got you.
Yuck.
I understand.
Oh my God, yuck.
Yeah, the scaling is just like, wow.
What just happened?
Yeah.
I was having a good pace. So yeah, again, Diablo 4, solid. Cutscene's great. Story's great. 1 to 50, fantastic time. Building your character in that little short is awesome. There's another controversy going on through the game though. There's 6 items that are stupid rare, that are build defining builds. I don't know what the percentage is, but it is very low. 6 items that you can get that drop in this world. It's just random. It's done through, it's once you're in tier 4, world tier 4, they can start having a chance of dropping. But just a lot of people are like, well, it's not fair. I don't have the time and all this kind of stuff. But also, if it's, as long as it's not pay to win and you can't buy those items, you know, you don't have to buy them to be good. Finding them randomly is awesome, right? You find it good. That's great. And I think that's a better scenario than being pay to win is my opinion there. So
1% is as low as you should go though. If a rarity for a drop is less than 1%,
I think it's like 0.0009
what are you
or something.
thinking?
But yeah, dude, it's crazy. Somebody tried to work out the hours. Of course, you have the people doing the math of what it would take, and someone's like, if I was to play this game nonstop, it would take me 524 years to actually work out the odds of getting, like, now I have guaranteed drop of it, right? I played this game for 500, or maybe it was 50 years. I think it was 50 years, 54 years. And someone was like, one of the guys I watched on Drop Frames, he's like, well, I'm not doing anything for the next 54 years. So I guess I guess I'll start now. But that's absolute nonsense. It shouldn't be that case.
Yeah.
Obtainable is one thing. Rare drop is another, but I think having those exciting items is also pretty cool. All right. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we head out? Anything you're looking forward to coming up? Anything like that? Personal news, video game news, anything?
I'll go. Played a couple demos at the Steam demo thingy. Steam
Next
demo.
Next demos.
Fest. If that's what it's called. So I played the Stray Gods demo, and I watched quite a few people play it too. And there are definitely like nuanced changes.
Oh shit!
'Cause you start off the game with a kind of like a characteristically defining attitude that you want the main character to be.
Okay.
Which will either lock you into choices or lock you out of other ones. But like the music feels like it changes in that direction too, of either like a heavier, think like Powerpuff Girls in their theme song.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like, of like, oh, cool, you know, like normal pop and then like lighter stuff and then heavier stuff. And you're like, oh yeah. But God, I'm so looking forward to that game.
You've been talking about that one for a while now. So when's the release date for that?
August 3rd.
Man, that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the same day as Baldur's Gate 3.
I know they need to move their date because
Baldur's Gate needs to move up. Yeah, they can't. There's no chance. I don't think the same people are playing those games, to be honest with you.
I think you're right.
Just a guess. Maybe. I'm sure there are some that will play both, but
yeah. And then Hermes and I both played the same demo, but it wasn't multiplayer. What was it called?
Oh fuck!
Can't even find it anymore.
Excuse me. Must have been great.
It was something.
It must have been
God,
really
Hermes,
good.
what was it?
It's not appearing in my recently played either.
Must have been
They just
fantastic, guys.
nuked it.
They removed it from Steam.
No
It's
way.
not in the demo,
Wait.
dude. It's not in
Hold
my.
up.
It's not in my library.
Please hold.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere. Man, you guys.
What?
Where the fuck did it go?
You don't know the name of it.
It was a long title.
Okay, what did you do in this game?
Okay, so it's a survival game where the premise is you're transporting yourself through time in order to acquire materials.
Okay.
Which sounded like a cool premise.
Okay.
And so you start in the dinosaur era, and then you progress to
I know what this game is. I don't know the name of it. I've seen it.
Like
I've
a
seen it.
caveman era, and then you can go back and forth between those. in order to progress the story.
Okay.
God, what was the name of it? But it was getting a lot of heat because
Grand
of
Emprise.
Grand Emprise,
Grand
time
Emprise,
travel
there you go.
survival.
There you go. Yeah,
It's definitely
should
still
remove
there.
that.
It's still there.
It is not in my library anymore. I don't know where it went. It's gone.
Okay.
Oh,
Thoughts?
they pulled the demo. It's not on there anymore.
Yeah. That's
Well, I
probably
think
what it was.
Next Fest is over though.
Yeah, but
Some people do
some
choose
of
to
them,
keep them
yeah,
on there. Yeah,
some
yeah.
are still there. So mixed reviews. First and foremost, because of the assets that they were using,
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
they were like, "Yo, that's just for like a library asset," which I didn't think was too big of an issue,
Okay.
at all. But man,
This is a team. Is this an individual? Small
it's a solo
small
game.
Well, I mean, like,
I think it might be solo dev.
okay, that's very easy for me to excuse.
Yeah,
I believe it's absolutely a solo dev.
yeah.
Okay.
I have no problem with it. I think the game looks fine that way.
I saw that game on Twitter. I think it was from the actual person, the developer promoting it.
Mhm. It does feel like a very empty game.
Okay.
Like I was definitely wanted
The
to keep
premise
playing
is
it,
there,
but
100%.
I feel like I've played the whole game in the demo though.
Yep.
You've played enough to see what you're going to get out of it. You're not going to see anything new.
Yeah, I don't think there
Okay.
will be anything new now.
Got you. Huh. Release date for that one or no?
No clue. Well, it was supposed to be end of next month, I think,
Oh.
and it's not there yet.
No. Okay. Early access or a full release?
I don't think he said.
Got you. Just kind of curious.
and
Release
then-
July 27th, it says. Yeah,
and
it's
then
100%.
oh god, what is this game called? One Lone Outpost.
Okay.
The Space Stardew Valley kind of thing.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
guys heard of this?
No, what is it called?
One Lone Outpost. Is it
One
Outpost?
Lonely Outpost. Let's
Yeah.
see what we got here.
So everyone is
Another one of
liking
these
it
games.
because it seems like Stardew Valley in space. But I think the more you play it, the more you'll realize it is not that. And so most recently people have gotten more mixed reviews because they're like, this is not what they promised, but they didn't promise that.
It's not Stardew Valley. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck you. I cannot stand. Oh, anyways, proceed.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be good, like turn your brain off, farm some stuff, do all that. But like the story felt so different, which is exciting.
Okay.
Also, they need to fix some stuff because you can skip over the story on accident because of their menus and not realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, that would be kind of. I'm trying to see. It's by the people. Freedom Games. Yeah, Freedom Games is who this is. Other notable games that they've made are. I guess I don't know any. I thought there was one, but I think that was just a partnership deal. But yeah, not a whole lot that I've seen from them. What's a solid game though? Something you would play or?
It feels like it definitely fits in the cozy game vibe.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. Nice. Just something you could put on and lose some time in, make some
yeah.
progress. Okay, very very cool.
Yeah, that's it for me. That's all I've been up to.
I played Magnetron Rebellion Fully Loaded. Which
Magnetron.
is Magnetron Rebellion Fully Loaded, which is from a developer that we've had on Split Screen before.
Oh,
Nice.
This game is really fucking good, honestly. It's basically a spin on like fucking Space Invaders,
Mm-hmm.
and it's solid. It's really good.
he submitted that to a competition, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
I wonder how he did.
That's cool. I know we had a chance to play the early version of another game that he was making, which was kind of really really cool. It's Saber. Is it Real? Or how does he? Is it Saber Real?
I think so.
Okay. So Saber Real is their second, I think, attempt at a video game. First one on Steam, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, no, I've followed him on Twitter through this stuff. I believe that's where I the most recently stuff I've seen.
His other game, Project Tower.
Yes,
He's still working on it.
Mm-hmm. It's just cool to know somebody, right, putting out their creative vision into something. It's just really neat.
Yeah.
I am 100% gonna have that on my wish list ready to go, just because that helps any and everybody, right? Especially somebody trying to get exposure. So that's kind of really cool there. Man, that's cool. I will buy that one day one. I don't know what the price tag is, but I really don't give a shit. I think at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good. It's a good sit down and play game if you have 10 minutes to play a game.
Right. Is there a Steam sale going on?
There is.
Does that start? Oh, summer sale going on until the 13th of July. Anything that you guys have your eyes on?
Final Fantasy 15 is in my cart.
Boom. What is it?
Because I had it on console.
Like $5?
$17.49.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I might get an older game, NO 1800.
Okay. All right. Right? Why have I heard that somewhere recently? Are they remaking it, or is there something coming out?
They do like a yearly pass. So maybe
that's what it was.
A new year going on.
Anno 1800. What was it? Yeah, that's 75% off. Huh. Interesting. Very cool. I have no intentions, but I also have not looked yet. So
that's kind of my thing. Is I haven't really looked yet.
Right.
I'm gonna wait till payday.
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably You're like, holy shit.
Really get carried away on that.
Oh, Jedi Survivor's on sale. It's fine.
Oh,
so is the Steam Deck for the first time ever.
20% off, up to. Wow. Do you think that's because of the ROG Ally that came out?
Oh, for sure. It's just
too
scary a competitor.
I would I'm leaning towards that one. I think that would be pretty cool to have, but I'm also trying to talk myself out of it because I don't know the usage for me to be like, oh, sure, I'm in the car. Usually I'm driving. That's not like 100% of the time, but I don't know.
Jordan.
Yo,
I finished Mass Effect
1?
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You started 2 yet?
I started it. Literally haven't gotten through the initial mission.
Right. Oh, dude, I can't wait for you to play one of the best RPGs ever created. Oh, I'm so excited for that. What do you think of 1? Total, your quick thoughts. Okay.
It was solid.
So you played the remake or the original? I forget.
I have Legendary Edition, so I believe the remake.
The remake, good. So I'm glad you got to play that one. That one is much more generous when it comes to gameplay and actual gunplay and stuff. So, are you excited about the rest? You're just because it is a trilogy. Andromeda is what it is, kind of an offbeat to it. But
I've heard I don't need to play that one.
You don't have to. No, yeah, you definitely don't have to. You could, but it's not like you're missing anything if you don't.
But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Good. I can't wait. Keep me posted or us posted on the show, definitely, of when you finish it and the time frame and stuff, because I would love to hear your journey with that one. It's fucking fantastic. I cannot talk about that one enough. All right, anything else from you guys coming out talking about or anything? I can tell you July is going to be really slow for releases as far as video games come. And then August absolutely starts to destroy everybody. So
yeah, till the end of the year, huh?
Buckle the fuck up, I guess, right? I don't really know what else to say about that, but there's a lot coming out. I know my backlog as I'm currently playing Final Fantasy 16. I'm also just started at the same time, for some reason, I'm stupid, but I just started playing Wulong Fallen Dynasties DLC that dropped yesterday. I was playing that today. I don't know why I'm starting 2 games at once. It drives me nuts when I do that, but here we are. And then I still have Dead Space Remake to play. Not Final Fantasy. Resident Evil 4 Remake still to play this year, because I'm trying to have a list of games for my 2023 to be longer than 10 games, so I can actually have a fleshed out top 10. You know what I mean? Like a top 10 of 2023 instead of like, here's the only 2023 games I played.
Sure.
So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what kind of progress we can make, because, you know, you have long games, Starfield, everything else. Spider-Man comes out later this year, so it only gets worse from here. But those are good problems to have. I think that's the way to look at it too. But okay, I think we're back to our normal schedule. Any conflicts for you guys coming up in the next 2 weeks for a show?
Not that I can think of.
I don't think so.
Me either. So hopefully we'll see you beautiful people in 2 weeks. If not,
Should we
buckle up and
raid out?
Oh my God, I haven't done one of that in forever.
Sir Rockcap is live.
Oh my God. You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the absolute thing. I would love to. There's 2 individuals in here, and that's great. That's fantastic. That's not my point. My point is the staying after, because I am jumping straight over to FIFA here in like fucking 10 minutes.
Of course you are.
So
fucking breezy.
So I would love to. Maybe I will. And if you guys want to stay and actually explain yourselves, that would be great. If not, just say, hey, he didn't want to fucking be here
in my swamp.
So yeah, let's do it. Hold on. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Is this a thing? Raid channel. God damn it. Hermes. Hermes way ahead. God damn it.
Almost like I'm a mod or something.
Yeah, I forgot I gave you so much power. I forget sometimes. But yeah, we should be here next couple weeks. If this schedule still works for you guys, if it ever clears up, you want to do once a week, let me know. It's not a pressure either way. And we're kind of just do this as we all see fit. So,
sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good couple weeks. And hopefully we'll see you next time. There's probably more games coming out. So we'll see you. Thanks guys.
Yeah.
We're still here.
You never killed it.
I was like, I don't have a blank screen. I don't have an ending screen. Oh man.